I thought this was about proper etiquette and courtesy. Where?
Maybe you care, maybe you don't care. Maybe you did scroll through the time and sales and you were wondering, where was that trade? You saw the exit, maybe you didn't see the entry. Maybe there was the entry, maybe you did. Maybe you did, maybe you care, maybe you don't care. But you know who does care? The guy that just said, thanks for that VRX trade. I did really well. He cares. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's just thanking me for being a nice guy. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not too sure anymore. But I do know something for sure. Some people are doing really well, and and they're thanking me for it. So something must be going right, or maybe it's not. Maybe all of this is just a fantasy world that I'm living in. I'm not too sure, actually, because I have done lots of hallucinogenic drugs in my life. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I dreamt that whole part of my life also. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I haven't smoked pot in 2 days, and maybe I'm just feeling, I don't know what I'm feeling right now because this has been like the first 2 days I've gone in 6 months. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe it is. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But the moral of the program is maybe you checked that VRX trade. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. But did it matter to the guy that did buy him? And when I say 80 cents, it's not exactly 80 cents. Maybe it's 78. Maybe it's 82. But I give a roundabout price. Does it matter? Maybe it does to you, but it probably doesn't because the trade is over. Maybe you got this VRX right now when it broke 23 in the aftermarket. And I said, you know, if this thing actually breaks 23 at the close, you got a shot of it going up another 25 cents. Maybe you want to make a quick 250. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you did. Or maybe you didn't. The only way to know is, again, show up. And I guess that's why more people are coming to the room to actually see what's going on. Or maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I am. Maybe this is all a fantasy world, and when I talk into the microphone, there's actually nobody listening. It's just in my head. Maybe I'm in a padded cell right now, and none of this has actually happened. Maybe I'm still demented from 1999 when I sold a stock at $3 and it went to 300, and I've never recovered from that, and I'm just living a world of psychosis, because that did happen. I know that happened. Oh, I do know when that happened. Because I was in the stock, and I believe it was around $6. I think I sold it around 15, thinking I was a champion, and it went to 350, I think, in the next, 6 months. Did that happen? Oh, I'm pretty sure it happened. But then you know what else happened? In the year 2000, I watched the stock go from 385 down to $1, and I was short the whole time. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I did. Well, somehow I did pay for the house and buy my wife the diamond ring, so the money had to come from somewhere, so I guess some of that story is true. And I've been living off that money ever since. Maybe I haven't put a trade on since that day. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I did blow my account up twice over the last 6 or 7 years and have recovered from it by going back to the reversals and the VWAP. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Doesn't matter to you, because the only thing that really should matter to you right now is what the hell is going to happen tomorrow. Because as you've been following, I own Alcoa, which sucks, the big one. I got that rig, which was great. Now, we did make money on rig by trading the options on Friday. You know what? I'm not even going to include myself into this conversation, because it's not about me. It's about you. Or maybe it isn't. Or maybe it is. But it is. But I'm not pretending this time. It is about you. You don't care. Unless you've got, again, the stocks that I own, they are not even a part of what I consider any realm of what's doing here. Tomorrow is a brand new day. Like I said, did I think I would be trading VRX today and only be talking VRX today? Maybe an inkling that I had, because I was saying, how can anybody want to short this stock at this point after watching it go down 250 points? Eventually, it's going to have a short squeeze, whether it be a bullshit short squeeze or something on news or maybe a new drug, and all that happened all today. Who would have thought? I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I did secretly. So ENDP, FEYEWLL, RIG, and Alcoa. They could all suck a big one, because you know what? If they all went to zero right now, and VRX, if we buy it tomorrow and it goes up another 3 points, I'm not going to care about Alcoa, WLL, RIG, or FEYE, or the AMD, which I keep forgetting, which is still at $5. Which, again, I don't know if you want to buy it. Maybe you don't want to buy it. Maybe you think there's not enough room for 2 chip companies. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I think there is. I think AMD might get taken over, as well as FEYE and ACAD. Did I mention ACAD? No, I didn't, because it doesn't matter, because I don't own it. Maybe I do. Or maybe I do. That's the thing. You don't know. You don't know until what? Until what? Until what? That's right. My dog even knows. Just show up. Just show up. And for you guys, the 3,700 people that have traveled in and out of my website, 3,700 people. I feel like drinking Windex right now. Oh, my desk is nice and cluttered for you guys. Fundamental Vinny, where are you? Still trading fundamentals? What's happening out there? 3,700 people, right? And I just spoke to a couple of other guys, and I was like, where you been? I blew my account up. See, I find it hard to believe that you could blow your account up when I didn't blow my account up. Because if you actually had joined the room, and you did, and I appreciate that, I was there to help you, but you didn't want to take my advice, which doesn't make any sense because you sort of joined the room for my advice, but you didn't want to take my advice. This is very bizarre. It's a very bizarre thing. Maybe you did, or maybe you didn't. I know a couple of guys that joined the room, they got what they wanted, and they said, thanks very much, and I'm out. And that's great, because everybody's happy, right? You got my nuggets of wisdom, and you thought that was good. You spent 3 or 4 months in there. You paid me my finder's fee for your education and whatever it is. I don't make any money. I don't do any of this. None of this is real. This is not a business. I'm hanging out with my friends. What's up? It's a religion. What? It's a religion. I'm starting my own religion. We call it the Crow. All hail Crow. Not that I'm that guy anymore. Or am I? Or maybe I'm really not Kenny. I am actually Crow. It's all been pretending. I was really pretending that I was pretending. But now I'm not pretending. Or maybe I am. Or maybe none of this is real. But the only thing that is real is the guy that said thanks for that VRX trade. Because that makes it all real. Because now it's qualified. Is it? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm lying about the guy saying thank you for the VRX trade. Or maybe the guy that just sent me the email and said, wow, this has been the best couple of weeks I've ever had. Thank you. Maybe that's fake. Maybe I just made that up. I don't know. Do you want their phone numbers?
Where?
Is that what it takes? Should I make an infomercial? Well, I did make an infomercial. Maybe I didn't. That's when I had hair. One of these days, I'm going to release that video on YouTube. You're going to get a real kick out of it. I stripped down to my underwear. I'm riding the bull. We spent all this money. I was going to make an infomercial mocking Wall Street. I was even going to rent a boat and get a couple of prostitutes, and we were going to have a whole shit ton of fun. Or maybe I wasn't. Or maybe that was all a fog that we were in Vegas 3 or 4 years ago, because that was real. I remember that. That was crazy. In the room, remember, we had our own DJ in the suite. How did I pay for all that? I don't know. Maybe I borrowed the money from a bookie again to pay for the room. Maybe I don't. Maybe I did. Maybe I won't. Maybe I can. Maybe I still will. Maybe we'll still go to Vegas in November. Maybe we won't. But if you are free to go to Vegas, let me know. Because I want to go to Vegas. My wife already said I could go to Vegas. So we can make it that we're going to the Day Traders Expo. I'll do my speech in front of however many people. And maybe they'll learn something. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll show up in the room and continue their education. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. Hopefully they do. It does serve a purpose. Or maybe not. I don't know. How's that will trade? I don't know. Remember we liked it at $12.50, now it's at $8. I'm an idiot, right? Oh, well, wait a minute. Didn't we sell it at $12.50 and only held maybe 100 or 200 shares? Or maybe we didn't. Maybe we bought more at $12.50 and now we're down 4 points. Maybe I've got 10,000 shares of Alcoa and every trade I did just covered my Alcoa loss. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. Does it matter? No, because you're only concerning yourself on what's going to happen tomorrow. Or maybe not tomorrow. Maybe Friday. Maybe next week. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I know that as long as one person in my entire realm says thanks, I know that makes it real. So I guess some of this is real. Or maybe it's not. I could be legitimately dreaming all this. That's why I make these YouTube videos, so I could watch them again and say, oh, it was real. Or maybe it's not. Maybe me watching the YouTube videos talking about how it might not be real is actually part of the dream that I'm still not waking up from. Or I'm on some heavy sedation, sitting in a padded cell, still going crazy about the stock that went from $6 to $300 without me, making $6 million on it. Or maybe none of that happened, and I'm still working at a sneaker store, and I'm still 18 years old, having people, give to me please 10 size. Give to me please 10 size. 10 size. Taking the fucking sneaker off the wall. We used to have sneakers on the wall would be the samples. You would You'd choose the sneaker that you like, and then you would ask for the size. And I couldn't tell you how many times people start unwrapping the goddamn sneaker on the wall and trying to jam it on their foot. No, sir, those are samples. Just tell me what your size is and I'll get the... No, those are samples. Those are samples. Don't unwrap the sneaker. I spent so much time shrink wrapping them. Please don't unwrap them. Oh, okay, unwrap it. I'll just sit here and wait, or maybe I won't. Give me please 10 size. Yeah, if you just would have said that before unwrapping the sneaker, maybe I wouldn't be all upset, because now I'm going to take 20 minutes trying to find your sneaker because you unwrapped that shit. Now I have to rewrap it. Or maybe I don't. Or maybe I'll just pass the buck to the other guy. Or maybe I didn't work at a sneaker store. Maybe I'm back at Baskin-Robbins scooping scoops of ice cream. I scooped a scoop of ice cream and the boss said, I think you're making the scoops too big. Scoops are too big? He's like, yeah, would you like, you're supposed to weigh the scoop before, your scoop should weigh, he used to weigh, there would be a proper way of scooping, as I learned when I worked at Baskin-Robbins. And he was such a cheap bastard that if the scoop was too big, you'd get like a point against you. And if you got 10 points, you were fined like $10. I was like, really? Isn't the scoop the scoop? You scoop, place. Scoop and place. How much of a difference can one scoop be from the other? And then next thing you know, he's weighing the scoop on a scale, showing me the difference between the scoops. I'm like, you, my friend, are out of your mind. Because you're spending this time with me and the other employees talking about weighing scoops. In that matter of time, you probably wasted enough money than the 1/10 of 1,000th of a percent of a difference of the scoop of ice cream. My God. Meanwhile, I was sitting in the freezer eating the Rocky Road, just eating the marshmallows out of the Rocky Road with a freaking, I would take a spoon, I'd put on a ski jacket, and I would sit in the walk-in freezer with the 6-gallon tub of Rocky Road, just eating the freaking marshmallows right out of the tub.
Excuse me, sir. There doesn't seem to be that many marshmallows in the Rocky Road. I ordered a pint of it, and there just seem to be very scarce amount of marshmallows.
Sorry, ma'am, it's potluck. You know, every scoop is different. I don't know. You must have just caught a bad batch. You know what else I would do? Because we were stupid, retarded kids. Before we would make a cake, now you're going to think about this next time you're getting an ice cream cake at Baskin-Robbins. Now, it wasn't anything disgusting. I wouldn't piss in the pickle jar like these idiots that I knew that worked at a deli. But I would take my face and I would plant it right into the dough of the cake, and it would leave my face impression on the cake, and then I would put the ice cream on top. Special delivery from Ken. You got my face print in your cake. But then we put the ice cream over it, so nobody would know my face was in the cake. Face cake. That's what we did. We made face cake. Or maybe we didn't. Maybe I'm making that story up also. I'm pretty sure that happened, because it was fucking funny. What am I talking about? 13 minutes? Now, have I said anything educational about the stock market, or am I just blowing off some steam? You know why I'm blowing off some steam? Because maybe you heard, I did drop a little knowledge in the last video talking about how I made $350, and it wasn't even that much. You realize the options that we originally were in were 80 cents. Sorry, they started at 67. And then it was 72, 80, blah, blah, blah. I said 80 cents just to round it off. It makes it easier for conversation. So let's say at 80 cents. I know somebody got in around 78, 82, 84, 85, 86. And then I was suggesting, hey, let's take a little bit off the table here at $1. You realize those fucking options went to $2.50 today? So if there's guys out there still want to criticize me, you can't do anything. Because I just watched an option that 80 cents... 78 cents go to $2.50. Then let's not even talk about the stock, how we plotted on the charts. Not if you could see my charts. I said, well, if it breaks here, you're probably going to get 21.65. And then bada boom, bada bing. Sorry, no. That's not where it started. It started at 2022. And I was like, look, if it breaks 2035, because at that point, we're just looking to make 15 cents. I was like, if it breaks 35, then it went. I was like, well, you might want to take a little bit off the table at 2049. I'll admit it. I like half number whole numbers. The stock went from 20 to 2049. Boom. Let's take something off the table. I was like, hey, if it breaks 2049, you're probably getting 2065. But that's where the fun started, because there was a little gap there, which I explained how to price and not gonna get educational on you now. But I said at 2065, if it breaks 2065, this fucker could go all the way to 2107. And I didn't think it was gonna happen today. Now, you know what? Let me get the chart up because I want to give you some accurate what we were doing on the chart. All right. So first, right? Yeah, let's hang out. We'll go through the trade right here because I know I have all the cancel and buy and all those orders, but more importantly on the freaking chart, right?
But
so
you said the market never goes down. Where?
Oh, I don't know. The first thing that we noticed was, you guessed it, the stock was breaking over the multi-day VWAP at 2024. Bing, bing, bing. And I was like, hey, if this thing breaks the multi-day VWAP, let's get some. And then it immediately spiked to 2042. And then it pulled back a little bit. And I was like, all right, if we could get 2049 out of it, let's sell a little bit. And I was like, but if it breaks 2049, our next target would be 2081. Pretty good. Pretty good. 2081. So for the guys, again, we don't. Now, this is, here, wait. 15 minutes in, here's the nugget of wisdom that Isaac, the Jew, taught me in 1997. Why would you sell your entire position? You're being an arrogant, conceited prick. Now, he didn't say prick, but I threw that part in there to spice up the story. Or maybe he did call me a prick, but he probably called me a schmuck because he was a Hasidim. Hasidim, but I don't believe him. Get it? Now, see, that ADHD gets me every time. Oh, right. He said, don't be arrogant and conceited. Why would you sell your entire position? You're basically saying, that's it. That's the end-all, be-all for the trade. Why would you get out of the entire position that's being arrogant? Because you're basically saying, I'm selling it all here because I know for sure that's going to be the best spot to get out. And I was like, yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense. And he said, piece out of the position and then put a stop on what you got left. Maybe it goes higher, but at least you've locked into some profit. And if you get stopped on the last little bit, hang on, I got stuff cooking on the stove. It's burning. I can smell it. That was a close one. Good thing I got that keen sense of smell. Should wait for my wife to come in because the first thing she said, what'd you burn? What'd you burn? What'd you burn? I leave you home? You can't even fucking cook dinner for us when we get home? What'd you burn? What'd you burn? Not that my wife would do that, but it's fun, right? Well, maybe she does talk like that. Or maybe she doesn't. I don't know. You'll have to come visit one day. Maybe my wife is a bloated, psychopathic, hairy animal, not the hot, ridiculous model that I got married to. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't. Who knows? You never know. If you want to stop by, she'll make us snacks. She'll make us chocolate chip cookies and bring us milk at night because that's what I like. I like that. I eat chocolate chip cookies and milk. I know somewhere out there right now, a guy is sitting with his wife watching this video, and his wife's saying,
This is the guy you trust with your money? This guy?
or you're laughing your ass off thinking, you're having the best time. You're having the best time, and maybe you bought the VRX. Maybe you bought the QQQ when it went green today. I don't know. Maybe you did. More importantly, maybe you bought the SVXY when it went green and broke the VWAP and reversed. Now, to the guy with the reversal who wanted to know what the difference was between the hog reversal that my friend blew his account up with and the reversals that I talk about, it wasn't a reversal. The stock kept breaking highs and highs and highs. He was trying to pick a top. I, on the other hand, wait for the top to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Done. And then it starts to fade. Then it starts to go fading more. Then it breaks the VWAP. That's when I start to get involved. Because then you're knowing that the trend of the stock starts to reverse. And then if the 1 minute VWAP gets violated into a full-blown reversal, and if you don't know what a full-blown reversal is, you're going to have to stop into the room. That's when you want to start shorting the stock with reckless abandon. Not trying to guess when the stock's going to start going down. That's how you blow your account up, a la that guy. And the tragedy of it all is that the stock went down 8 points after he covered. I mean, it's so freaking, that sucks so bad. So what were we talking about? I should go watch. See, now I don't remember what we were talking about. Baskin Robbins, shoe stores, drug use, reversals, stock market. I don't know. Oh, the VRX trade. We were going through it. Now, the way I like to trade is I see the money, I take the money. And the guy that taught me is like being conceited. Why would you sell it all? But once again, I decided, because it's an options trade and I wanted to make some quick cash, I took the money. But what'd we do? We waited for a pullback. We put a bid on the option again, and we actually got done on the pullback. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, kids. Every price target this stock hit, we had a target today, which is the most amazing thing. And this is fuck a VWAP, fuck a reversal. This was standard old range trading, breaking out of one range. So the first range we were concerned at, and again, we didn't think this would even happen. Me. When it broke 2050, I'm thinking, hey, this momentum could get you to 21. But I'm thinking it was 2087. So what do? I suggested people took some profit at 2087. Not the whole thing. Because at this point, we're thinking, here comes the short squeeze in VRX. And then the next target, if you see on the chart, you'll see this little tiny gap to around 2153. And I'm thinking tomorrow, maybe Friday, we'll have some fun with some options on the weeklies. Then the thing breaks 21. And then it goes, I think, to 2107. Or was that 2207? I mean, it's kind of a blur now because the stock went up 3 fucking points. Unbelievable. But suffice it to say, each target that we had got hit. Even the last one, which we thought maybe 2291 would be our target for, let's say, some follow-through Monday. Didn't think it would all happen in one day. But the guy who thanked me for the trade was the guy that pieced out of that original trade on the way up. And then suddenly you're getting all kinds of news on, $90 price targets on VRX, and then everybody started losing their shit. And that's why I love these stocks like ENDP. ENDP. Don't know what it stands for. Don't know what they do really. I think it's Percocet. Stock's gone from $95 down to $12. And now it's trying to make a base. So what happens? Take out your brochures because this is important. Turn to 84 as a blank page. What page? Page 84 in your brochure. Write this down. When stock breaks another range, it seeks for the next bottom prints of the top of that range. If you don't know what that means, you're going to have to come to the room. But ENDP is setting up where it's just like this VRX trade. And because it's heavily shorted and there's a big chance of a squeeze, that's why I think this trade's going to work. Now, here's the thing. Just with the VRX, I didn't have to anticipate VRX. We traded it as it was happening. That's why ENDP, I don't even own it now. And this is, again, write this one down. I'd rather be late and right than early and wrong. If I buy ENDP here at 17, it goes to 18 tomorrow, fantastic. But I'd rather watch how it opens tomorrow. Let's see how it trades at these levels. If it breaks this blah, 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 then it should go to the blah, blah, blah. And if it breaks that blah, blah, then we're talking about blah, 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 and it could be such a blah, blah that you might get a sitter blah, blah up to $25. And that's what I'm waiting for. If it takes a week, a month, or a freaking year, it doesn't matter. It's on the watch list. When it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Because it doesn't matter. Because when it does, it does. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And that's all that matters. Did I just say that twice in a row? What happened just now? Did I just have like a freaking stroke just now? But it really does. If it happens, we'll get involved. If it doesn't happen, we'll just watch and wait to see it happen. If it goes back under 13, chances are it's going to 0. If it breaks the fluffin', it'll go to the flurbin. Because if the floppin' and the flurbin go into the flurgin, then you got $25 easy on this stock. And if the QQQ does the flurkin and the flarbin, as it did at 108.35 today, then the flurgin on the flurgin, you're looking for a retrace. Like on the rig. And the flurgin on the FEYE did the flurgin and the flurfin on the flargin on the FEYE today. Did we flurgin with the flurgin? Of course we did. But we didn't sell it all because the flurfin and the blargin held up. So we decided not to get rid of the entire position. Plus, I think it's getting taken over. But ATI did the Flurgen and the Flurgen. So did ILMN and the Tesla. Because after the Schnarken Flurgen, then the Flugen on the Flurgen! Doesn't that make sense to you? Only makes sense to the people in the room because they've got the handy brochure that I talked about. Because they know about the Flurgen, the Schmergen, and the Flockenblurgen. Because if you don't know the Schlurgen and the Blurgen or the Fluffenblurgen, you're never going to understand any of this. So you're going to have to stop into the room to get to ask me to send you the brochure. Because if you don't have the brochure, I mean, forget about it. I mean, it's pointless. None of this makes any sense. And then it's really not real because then you have no idea what we're talking about. You need the Day Trader's Handbook written by me to understand what the Flurgen and the Schnarfenblurgen. And we haven't even talked about the Rastaflurken bargain. Because if you see the Rastaflurken bargain showing up, then you got like a 99% chance of success. And the only time you're going to know about the Rastaflurken is if you have the brochure. And the only way you're going to get the brochure is to email me and become a friend of mine. Because I could be a friend to you. All right, have a nice day. All right, I'll see you in the room. And again, if you're questioning my sanity right now, don't worry about it. It's all Flarkenbergen. It's all right. See you later.